Oh no, my hot dog. Alright, I'm gonna call the 5-second rule. What's up everybody, my name is Damien, this is Casualty Number 1 Gaming, and today I'm going to be showing you guys how to make $500,000 an hour or so. This method was originally shown by Kabu Top, so props to him. I'll leave a link to his channel down in the description. Thank you very much, man, I appreciate you. I'm just really going to try to show some new players how to make some early cash and kind of help them get their first ships that they really want. So to do this method, you want to be near Microtech, and me personally, I like Port Tressler. A lot of people will start there if you selected New Babbage as your start location. And it's really not too hard to find. It's right here on the map. Now guys, I myself am a new player, and anybody who's experienced watching this could probably point that out right off the top. I saw his video and I decided to try it for myself because I would like to buy some better ships myself. There's a lot of cool ones I saw out there, so hopefully this guide will kind of help you guys out if you haven't seen his video, and then you can go back and watch his and get like a little bit more thorough of an idea of what you're doing. Now guys, for this, you don't need to bring any gear. You can just bring your spacesuit and be just fine. You're going to want to go down to your contracts here and go into the mercenary section by Microtech and look for the mission that says illegal monitors detected. Up to 16,000 is the payout for that. Now guys, just a quick tip, I turns on your engines and U turns on your UI or your interface for your ship, and if you press Alt N, it will call for them to open your doors so that you can fly out without having to physically call them through your mobiGlas. Now you're going to want to press N to raise your landing gear, and then if you press B and hold it, it's going to put you into quantum travel mode, which even if you're not using quantum travel will allow you to go much faster at the cost of not having shields. That should be the basic key bindings that you need right now. If you need anything else, if you're curious about anything else, there's plenty of videos on the internet about that. That's not really what this is for. So if the mission isn't showing up for you guys, just wait a few minutes, or you could server hop. This mission is available from the very beginning whenever you start the game, so it will be there. You just have to wait sometimes for it to pop up. And as you can see, the mission is here for me now. I waited about 3 minutes for the mission to pop up, and it finally decided to. I don't know if you have to refresh your mobiGlas or not, but I did it a couple times just to be safe. Now that you've got your mission selected, you're going to want to make sure your quantum travel is on. You're going to face towards the yellow marker, and you're going to go towards the nearest planet, satellite, whatever, near where you're trying to go. And none of these missions that you're going to be doing are very far. They don't take a whole lot of fuel. They don't take a lot of resources. Super easy to get to. I've had a few times where I couldn't get to the missions because planets or moons were in the way, and you just got to kind of bounce around until you get a good line of sight. And just an FYI guys, at the time of recording this, the server I was in, for whatever reason, I was getting really low frames. It's not always like this, but every once in a while I will join a server where my frames just aren't great, and I think it has to do with the server itself. But you know, that's just what I have for the video this time. Now, if you guys saw, just as a safety precaution, I turned my quantum travel off, and I actually went down onto my ship and I raised my shields, because you probably will be getting shot at while you do this, and honestly, their aim is really bad and they probably won't hit you. In the slight chance that they do though, I like that extra little cushion of safety. Now what you're going to want to do guys is you're going to want to go towards the satellite. You're going to want to spam tab, and what that's doing is that's scanning the area. And what you're trying to find are these little satellite looking things, and you have to destroy them, and there are some enemies kind of protecting them. Now, as I'm sure you can see, there are enemies spotted, and there's also this little cluster right here, and that has the target near it. So what you're going to do is you're going to fly towards it, and what I like to do is I spam T until it locks onto it, and you'll know it locks on because instead of a red box around the targets, it'll be a bluish greenish box around the satellite or the monitor. And throughout this entire gameplay, you're going to notice that I'm switching between my quantum travel mode and my regular mode, and what I'm doing is if you hold Alt and use your scroll wheel, you can increase your maximum speed while you're in the quantum travel mode. So what I'm doing is I'm kind of dipping in fast, and then I'm switching over to my slower mode with my shields once I get close, using my guns, and then I'm dipping back out fast. You got to be careful doing this though, because it does take a couple seconds for your quantum travel to build back up. So you're kind of going slow and you have no safety at all for a couple seconds. So as you can see here, I have 2 more, and what I'm going to be doing is the exact same tactic. I'm just flying in, I'm tapping T, and eventually it's going to show me that green, bluish, greenish, but for me it's blue, that box that identifies where the monitor is. And we're going to do that 2 more times until you destroy all 3 of them. And then I usually after that just dip out and fly away. You don't have to fight these guys at all. And for the sake of the video, I'm going to skip ahead a little bit just to kind of keep the time down, but you guys get the point. You do the exact same thing 3 times, and then whenever you're done, you'll see I fly away and I go back to Port Tressler. You guys don't actually have to manually do it every time. Up at the top left, there's a search bar. You can actually search it. I'm just computer illiterate and I forget that that's an option all the time. So feel free to search it instead of actually looking through the map. Now guys, this mission you only have to do 4 times and each time it does pay 16k, so it's a pretty good paying job as it is, but the reason that we're doing it is to gain reputation with Microtech. Once you gain reputation with them, you unlock a mission for 55 grand called Clear Sight of Contraband. And that's the mission that we want. And we're going to make it super easy to do so that you can start turning over cash. And this is where the real money making happens. So you're going to want to go to the Galleria and you're going to want to run down to the armor store. And you're going to want to buy armor and at least 1 weapon with a few magazines. I personally, I'm a bougie bitch, so I put scopes on mine. That's not necessary. Now you're also going to want to go down to the cargo area and you're going to want to pick yourself up a multi-tool and a tractor beam. Or for me personally, because once again, I'm a bougie bitch, I got the big one, which is complete overkill for what we're doing, but I just decided to do it that way. If you do have the big one, you're also going to want to purchase a backpack. That way you can put the gun on one side and the tractor beam on the other. Otherwise, you can only carry one or the other. Now all of the items you picked up to this point, you can go ahead and send them to your Port Tressler storage, as you may not have enough space on your person to do so initially, so that's going to be your easiest route. And the last thing I'm going to suggest that you pick up is going to be med pens. Now I personally in this run did not need them, but if you're not good at first person shooters, or if by chance maybe you just get shot, shit happens, you have backups and you have a way to heal yourself. And those can be very easily purchased in the med bay on the hangars and habs floor. You just run into the medical section, you'll see an area that says pharmacy, and you can purchase med pens there. They're red. So go ahead and go on back down to your hangar. Your ship should still be there, and you will see a storage box on the left hand side whenever you walk in. That's the easiest one to find. I know that they're all around, but just for sakes of simplicity, that is the one that is guaranteed every single time to be there. And quick note guys, all of your ammo and your med pens and everything actually go onto your character. I think that's really cool. They do have little slots as you see demonstrated right here, and to use your med pens you're just going to press 4 and then you're going to click the left mouse button. Alright, so this time we're going to do the exact same thing. We're going to call our door, we're going to get outside, and then we're going to go into our quantum travel mode and we're going to find the closest area to our current objective. Now guys, I suggest going nice and slow into this atmosphere. It is very cloudy and you don't have a whole lot of room under the clouds to make mistakes, so just be cautious of that. Take your time going places, try not to rush too much. I know I rush a lot in this video, but that's more for the sake of I was trying to get content and record it all, and I have to take an hour's worth of content and cut it down into a somewhat tutorial video. So once you get here guys, you should see this building and there is a front door, so go ahead and go near the front door. Now the beautiful thing about 3.24 is there's these turrets on top of the building, however they're bugged, so they're not shooting at all, so you don't have to worry about getting shot down. You could park right in the front. I would suggest kind of hovering for a second like you see here and just kind of clearing out any loose ends you see walking around or anything. There are people that patrol, so typically what I do is I'll kill as many as I can see right there, and then whenever I leave my ship I will cautiously pull my weapon out and I will be ready for the action just in case. So what you're going to want to do is be careful, 1, because there is AI that walks around, but 2, you're going to want to walk right into the building and there's going to be an elevator platform there and you're just going to click the button to go to sub level 1. And quick sidebar guys, whenever I landed, it's not shown in the video here, but there were other vehicles there. I don't know if they were occupied or not. I do not suggest going down here if you see other vehicles. I mean, you can try it if you're feeling kind of daredevilish, but you're probably gonna die, especially if you're watching this as a new player. I would just play it safe and wait it out or server hop, do what you gotta do. Alright guys, so you're just going to take this elevator down, and as you see I'm peeking right here because sometimes the AI will spawn there, and then I always go right here and I kind of lean this corner because you tend to see just like that AI sitting right out in the open. That one was a little buggy, took him a second to die. Some of these guys are really hard to see until they start shooting at you or unless you see the slightest bit of movement, so there's plenty of them in there, but just like this one, he's very hard to see. Pay attention guys, don't just rush out there. It's not Call of Duty. You will die very quickly if you fuck around, so just try to take your time, clear them out, check your corners. I believe they do respawn after a certain point, so just be careful there as well. Now we're just going to continue running around, clearing this out. Going to check this middle section here. They tend to be all around. Look, see, there's one right there, but they don't really move too much, but they will run around and creep up on you. Also, if you see individuals that aren't wearing armor, they kind of look like scientists, like this guy here, go ahead and kill him because they'll pick up guns and they will attack you. So no survivors, guys. Don't let them get the best of you. It's not worth it. It's kind of a dumbass way to die, honestly. And you're just going to push your way down to these stairs on the right, and you're going to go down to the bottom level. Keep clearing it out. I'm taking my time here in this video. It's acting a little weird for me, but it is what it is. I just keep pushing forward, checking my corners. Look, I see more movement, another scientist. Go ahead and we're just gonna wipe him out off the face of the fucking planet. Jesus. Yeah, and so you want to keep pushing towards the back here. Don't worry about that area over there. I was kind of looking for enemies, but this is what we want. This spot right here is what we want. And more specifically, we want these orange packages. And we want these dark brown packages that are over here. And the orange ones are called gasping weevil eggs, as you see whenever I pick it up. And we're going to take our tractor beam and we're just going to move them over here. And we're going to put them up on the top floor to make it a little bit easier for us. So we want those packages, which the weevil eggs, from my understanding, sell for roughly $8,000 a piece. And you want to pick up these brown packages called maize, and I believe they sell for about $20,000 a piece. And for any of you who don't know or haven't noticed, whenever you pick it up with the tractor beam, it does tell you the name. So if you're ever uncertain, just pick it up for a second, you could drop it right back down. And I know it's a little bit past this point in the video, but quite honestly, I'm too fucking lazy to go back and put it there. Whenever you're using your tractor beam to move things closer, you're gonna click your left mouse button to pick it up, and then you're gonna scroll your wheel towards you or down in order to move it closer, or you're gonna do your mouse wheel up to get it further away, and then you could just press the left mouse button again to drop it. And when you're running through here, guys, make sure you're checking the backs of the pallets and the bottoms of them, because sometimes you can have valuable loot just chilling in the bottom and you don't see it because everything else is covering it. So don't be scared to get in here and really tear shit up and move things around. And also, guys, pay attention whenever you're picking things up. So there is a very similar looking thing to the weevil eggs. It is called neon. It's got more of a reddish tint, but without having them side by side, it's almost hard to tell if you're a new player the difference. So go ahead and whenever you pick it up with the tractor beam, just pay attention to what it says. Make sure you're not picking up a bunch of neon. I don't know what it's worth, but I have a feeling it's not worth as much as the weevil eggs. Otherwise, we would be picking that up for this method, right? And as I'm sure many of you have noticed, once going upstairs, the area that we were throwing them to is right next to where we came in at. So what I like to do is I like to move them over a little bit just to make it easier. And then what I'll do is I'll start throwing them down towards the elevator once I have them all moved down one more section. Now, guys, whenever you get to this part, you're going to, once again, just move it down to the elevator. Be very careful, though, especially if you're not familiar with the tractor beam. It's kind of floaty, and what I mean by that is things will go further than what you push them, just due to gravity, I'm assuming. But with this elevator specifically, I don't know how the rest are. If you push it too far, it'll get stuck behind it, and then it'll fall down into the depths of hell, and you will never get it back. It will be lost forever. So yeah, just keep moving them and be careful about the back of the elevator. Once again, you will lose them if you push it too far. That's just unfortunately how it is. There's just a big gap back there. So if you fuck around, you will find out and you will lose tens of thousands of dollars each run just by not paying attention. So we're literally going to continue the same process. We're going to raise our elevator. We're going to move them outside. As said before, be careful. There may be players around. Just make sure you're not going to get robbed. You're going to move them into the back of your ship, and then you're going to get the hell out of Dodge. Pro tip from a non-pro: if you throw them outside and then you go to the back of your ship and you pick them up and use your mouse wheel to pull them towards you, it is 1,000 times easier. Now you guys are going to have to keep good faith here. I do have to edit the video once again to keep the time down. My total funds was at about $193,000 at the beginning of this, and I'm going to show you what my total was after the fact so that you can understand how much money you're making. Source, trust me, bro. Now what you're going to want to do is you're going to go to your map and you're going to type in DEV for Devlin, and it's the Devlin scrapyard. And you are going to set your location there, and you are going to fly there with your quantum travel. Now, when you get here, you're going to be looking for this platform right here. Once again, do keep an eye out for enemy players. This is apparently another highly camped area where people will steal loot. I personally haven't had that issue. Even these ships that are here next to me, no one bothered me. And honestly, at the time, I had no fucks given attitude. I didn't have a whole lot to lose, and I was trying to do this video. Now, I personally am a fan of backing that ass up, and what I mean is I will park facing away from where I'm trying to load to, and I will load out that way. It's just the easiest. And what you're going to do is you're going to run over to this console over here, make sure your weapon's put away. You can hold R to holster your weapon, and you're going to click these arrows down at the bottom to raise the platform if it is not raised already. If it is raised, don't worry, you don't have to do anything with this console at this moment. You are going to start loading up your cargo onto the platform. Once the elevator is raised, start loading it up. Once you're all loaded up, you're going to go back to the console here, and you are going to once again put your weapon away. I like to keep it out as much as possible. You're going to press the down arrow, and you're going to lower the platform. If you didn't have to raise the platform earlier, this is the time that you will have to use the console. Go back in the video, you should be able to figure it out. Super simple. And once you've lowered the platform, what you're going to do is once again keep looking for players. They like to hide around here. You are going to aim your you are going to face towards the 30-degree mark if you look at the compass at the top of your screen. And the only reason I say that is because you're looking for a very specific building, and it's kind of hard to see sometimes with all this dust and stuff going around. So the building you're looking for, it's kind of like a 2-story building, and it's got a big, very noticeable antenna on top. And you're going to go inside, and you're going to go to this console right here. And what you're going to do is you're going to go ahead at the very top, and you're going to select your location that you want your loot from, and then you're going to select the loot and sell it. And as you see, Weave Legs is 70 grand, Maze is $84,000. So that's roughly $150,000 that we've earned from doing this. And you can make so much more. I actually lost some packages in the process of this due to that elevator I was telling you guys about. But you can make a lot of money. The most I've made on a single run was just upwards of 200,000, closer to 250. And you can easily knock this out within 20 minutes. Now, the whole first part of this video where you're doing the illegal monitors detected section, you only have to do that 4 times ever. That's it. Once you've done that, you can go and start doing this bunker mission and just running it back to back. As long as it appears on your screen, you might have to wait a few minutes, you might have to server hop. You can go do this method right here, and you will make hella cash, roughly 500,000 an hour, sometimes more, sometimes less. I would say that this mission is very doable within 20 minutes though, especially if you have a system down and you're kind of running through it. So yeah, that's it for my video, guys. If you found this at all useful, please like, comment, and subscribe. I appreciate you guys. Make sure to check out Kabutops as well. He is the person that I got this from. He's the person I saw it originally from, and he's a really cool dude. He's got a really cool stream. He's doing a lot of great things. So once again, like, comment, subscribe, check it out. Thanks for watching.